Hello folks, DH Games have updated Idle Heroes again, and this time it's not an update that's going to immediately impact a lot of you, but it is important that you know about it because it's arguably a good thing to keep a lot of us safe and to keep DH Games safe from people who are malicious online. So today's video is going to be more of an insight into what people do on Idle Heroes, or at least have done on Idle Heroes, which is not okay, that has caused DH Games to release this new update. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So if you haven't seen, if you hop into the purchase gem area and go take a look at Starry Gem purchase, you'll see that Starry Gems have been replaced. You no longer can buy Starry Gems for your account. In fact, you can go ahead and buy these Prism Starry Gems, and these are actually a new currency. What you use them for is to swap 2 Starry Gems. Now, this might sound stupid, but the reason DH Games have done this is to add one additional step between being able to put money in the game and get Starry Gems. Because if you don't know, you can exchange Starry Gems between players. And what a lot of people will do on what is called the black market is sell Starry Gems to each other at a reduced price. Let's say, for example, you get really lucky in the Soul Temple and go ahead and do a free awaken and walk away with an A tier hero. Very unlikely, but let's say that happens. You go ahead and go into the auction house and you can see A tier heroes, they sell for a lot. Like if you take a look, if I can just refresh this, you'll see right there we've got an A Freya going for 35,000, we got a Vesa going for 77,000, some absolute nincompoop tiny brain person has decided to try to sell an Asmodel for 200,000. Not going to happen. It's not worth that at all. But you see the idea. They're selling for lots and lots and lots. And Starry Gems, $100 will get you 2,500. So a common thing for people to do is find someone who is a friend or someone they know in the community and say, hey, look, you give me a bit of money, I'll give you Starry Gems for less than DH Games is giving them for. But there is a malicious side of this, which is people will set up an alternate account using a different email, a different password. They would go in, they would buy Starry Gems, and they would immediately claim them back from their app store with a refund, which would result in their account getting banned, but they would do the refund after they have sent the Starry Gems to a side account or even their main account to basically keep themselves safe. And it resulted in, a lot of people getting immediately banned for doing this because the Starry Gems were just getting grabbed and then sold, or it would even result in people buying Starry Gems on this black market without realizing that they've come from a person who has bought them illegally and then refunded them and their account getting banned. So it just really sucked. A lot of people are getting banned for this, and generally it's not a good idea to buy Starry Gems from people you don't know over the internet. In fact, it's just not a good idea to buy them over the internet at all. But DH Games' approach to solve this is this new currency, where you can go ahead and exchange it for Starry Gems. Now, you can see I have an exchange limit of 10,918. This is based on how much I normally spend in the game and how much DH Games expect me to need. Now, if you're a free-to-play player, it's going to look completely different. It will probably say 0. Right? Because DH Games don't expect you to ever buy the Prism currency if you're a free-to-play player, because you've never ever bought anything before. So this credit rating is entirely representative of how much you normally spend. So there is one downside to this, and it means if you do decide you suddenly want to spend thousands on a hero in the auction market, let's say you're like Artorias and wanted to pick up this insane copy of Mockman, which he bought, by the way, for 300,000 Starry Gems. Well, unfortunately, if I wanted to do that, it would take me 30 days of just, first of all, buying 300,000 of these new Starry Gems and then exchanging them every day. Now, DH Games would flag that as weird behavior from me because, for a start, I wouldn't normally throw thousands and thousands and thousands into the game just for Starry Gems, so why on earth would they need me to exchange that? But let's say I did have that change of heart, it then sucks for me. So the only people actually being affected by this are people who are looking for drastic changes in their spending habits to go ahead and pick things up from the auction house. The average player should not be affected by this at all, and maybe you want to start flexing your credit rating on each other as like this new VIP score. Oh, look at me, look how much I normally spend. But I wouldn't worry about this too much. It's just something you need to be aware of if you were looking to pick up stuff. It is an unfortunate thing that people who are light spenders that then decide, let's say a big event like Black Friday or Christmas comes along and you do want to go ahead and buy value packages using Starry Gems, be aware that it's not as easy as it used to be, where you could just buy story gems and then off you go. You will actually have to go ahead and buy these Prism story gems from the story gem purchase and then exchange them in the auction house. So don't necessarily wait until the end of the week, because you might find yourself getting capped by your credit rating. So if you do plan on doing some spending that's atypical, I would say front load your spending at the start of the week, exchange your story gems in advance, and just be prepared for it, because it is something you're going to have to be, I guess, flexible about. There's no other way DH Games could have really done this, because really people set up side accounts, and stopping them by having this cap on them is probably the best thing they can do, right? Because this credit score is based on how much you typically spend. So you can't just create a side account and just scam DH Games with a refund purchase. It's what DH Games would expect you to do. So yes, it's going to crack down on scammers and hustlers who are stealing money from DH Games and actually getting people who are perfectly legit banned. And it's hopefully going to be for the greater good of the game. Yes, it's a pain in the backside. Yes, it's annoying, but you're just going to have to deal with it, unfortunately, as this is probably the only solution DH Games could have come up with. And it's, I guess, an unfortunate necessity, given the malicious behavior that happens in this game from time to time. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. Is it going to affect you? Are you worried that you're going to spend a load of money at Christmas and you might not have the amount of exchange to do this? It is probably worth going and checking just how much you can get from this. It may affect new players, especially early on, but hopefully your spending habits, if they're established early on before you unlock the auction house, should potentially give you a decent credit rating, or even if you show DH Games that you're a bit of a spender, you should be okay. People who want to go ahead and immediately whale on events will probably struggle. Right, let's say you start an account on day one and you want to complete the whole event in one go and build an E5 on day one, which is kind of cool to do. I guess that's not possible anymore, where you're going to have to actually wait across the week. That sucks, right? I was actually planning on doing a how fast can I build an E5 in a day. We were talking about that last week on Twitch, but no, it seems that that's not actually going to be possible because of this. So, yeah. Interesting. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section. Just a quick update for you guys so you know what this update to DH Games and Idle Heroes was, because I know sometimes updates happen and it doesn't seem clear what the update's about, but that's what this is. And I don't know if you guys noticed, they've adjusted the prices again, which is good. So hopefully they do this at the start of every month. They adjust the prices based on the current finance of the world, which is a good thing DH Games have started doing. So it's nice to see that my prices in Britain have gone down, which is very, very good to see, especially as Christmas is coming. It means I don't have to spend as much on my story gems. Anyway, I'll see you next time, folks. Thanks for tuning in. And of course, happy eye.